Hi, I'm Joanna Ray, and today I am talking about how to find your niche market. If you're considering going into business online, but you're not sure what your niche might be, and that's holding you back, then let's talk about that. Let's figure out a few things that you can do and ask yourself in order to start narrowing down what your niche market might be. So if you're going into the expert business and you want to be the expert on a particular market, and keep in mind that to be an expert, you only need to be one chapter ahead of everybody else. Just like in that movie, Catch Me If You Can. The guy ended up teaching a college course on psychology, I think. And he taught for an entire semester. And when caught and asked how he managed, he said, you just got to stay one chapter ahead of everybody else. And that's actually so true. You only need to be one chapter ahead of everybody else, but it has to be something that you won't tire of talking about. So ask yourself these questions, or ask a friend who knows you really well. What is it that you can talk about all day long and never tire of the subject? Or what do people praise you for, your talents for, but you feel like it's no big deal? That's an indication that it's something that just comes so easily to you that you don't really give it much thought. But other people have a hard time with maybe that particular thing. Also, what does your friends and family come to you for advice about? That's another indication that it's just something inside of you and you're good at it. But not only is your niche market important, one of the things that's most important is why. Why are you even thinking about starting a business online? Now, for me, one of my main objectives was to be geographically free. And what the heck does that even mean for people, right? Something different for everyone. For me, it meant being, and still does, mean being able to take my business anywhere with me. It's not that I don't want to work. I just want to be able to work from anywhere because I want to be able to travel and see my kids. So if you keep asking yourself, why do I want geographic freedom? I want to be able to travel and visit my children more often than my 1 week vacation per year. But why? Because I want to see my kids more. Why? Because I want to develop better relationships. I want to support them as they're becoming parents and watch the family grow. Why? Because I want to build myself better relationships with my grandchildren. I want them to know me and I want to be a part of their lives. Why? Because I want to leave a legacy for my family. And why is that? I want them to be proud of me. There it is. So if you keep asking yourself why, it usually comes down to something that's very deep and personal inside of you, something love related typically. So in a less woo-woo, more practical way, if you look at any of the sort of expert markets out there, you'll find that they mostly fall under three categories, and that is health, wealth, or relationships. And those are the big three broad markets. So if you take the sub-markets, let's say health, for instance, might be nutrition and diet, or it might be exercise, or it might be weight loss. Those are three subcategories under health, but they're still very, very broad. What if we took, let's say, diet and nutrition, for example, and the sub-market under the sub-market could be how to eat healthy without depriving yourself of all the things that you love. I don't know, I'm making this up as I go. But if you keep narrowing it down until you find a very specific niche within a sub-market, within the grand market, that's when you're starting to find what they call the blue ocean. A red ocean is diet and nutrition is the red ocean. If you just keep it that broad, there are a million people in those niches trying to get a piece of the market. And the sharks have already bloodied up the water. That's why they call it a red ocean. But if you can narrow down even a sub niche from there and make it super specific, then you're finding a little bit of a blue ocean. There's not too much competition and not too many people doing exactly what you're doing. They might be doing it in a broader sense, but you are really niching down into just one specific area that is your specialty. And again, you only need to be one chapter ahead of anybody else in that niche. Sometimes you don't even know what it might be until you get started on the journey. And that was the case for me. When I first started my online business, all I knew is that I wanted to learn how to do affiliate marketing because that geographic freedom was what I wanted. And I figured that affiliate marketing was going to be the way I was going to get there. But what I didn't realize is how much work I needed to do on myself in order to become the kind of person that can succeed at an entrepreneur endeavor like that. So it's not that I'm passionate about affiliate marketing per se, but the doors that affiliate marketing has opened up for me and how it has caused me to grow enormously as a human being, as a person, and to get to know myself has been exponentially beneficial for me. And I want that for everybody. So now I'm building a product that helps people to discover their own personal core values, which are as individual to you as your fingerprint, and to use those in your daily life to live more intentionally and thereby creating more joy, fulfillment, and happiness in your everyday life. Because you have this filter and you can measure everything, every decision you make, everything that you do, every endeavor that you undertake, you can measure it by how in alignment it is with those core values for you, because that's what's going to bring you joy. Think about in the last few weeks, something that felt really good. What was going on? Were you alone or were you with people? Was there music? What was happening in that moment for you that made it feel so good? What was it about that particular circumstance that just felt so good? For example, recently I was out on a hike. I love wild places. So one of my core values is unity with nature. And another core value is movement. So not only was I out in nature, but I was on a 2-mile hike, and it just really got the endorphins going for me, and I had a really good day. Now, even though I was all by myself, while I was up at the top of this mountain and looking at the amazing view up there, I had to take pictures of it and text it to my daughter and my partner and share that moment, because connection is another core value of mine. And I just really wanted to connect that moment with the people that I love. So when I came down off the mountain that day, I was feeling so good because I had just spent half the day doing the things that ignite my personal core values. So I hope that makes sense. But I wouldn't have known this. I wouldn't have discovered A, my personal core values, or B, how much I love teaching this stuff to other people had I not just begun the journey. So being on the journey itself opens so many doors. And that's why I say just trust the adventure. If you feel a tug in your heart and in your gut that says try it out, then please do, because like I said, it just opens so many doors. There's no way to predict what might come of it. So I hope this has helped you narrow down your niches, or at least start asking the questions that might help you to narrow that down. Health, wealth, or relationships, and then figure out what are some of the subcategories in those markets, and then in the subcategories, narrow it down even further. What about diet and nutrition? What about creating wealth? Could be real estate. Maybe, but within the niche of real estate, the submarket of real estate, maybe it's flipping houses, right? Maybe it's investing in real estate without any money to start with. I don't know, I'm making this up. But narrow down as narrow as you can get, and then start from there. But it has to be something that you love to do. Otherwise, you're going to get sick of it. And you don't have to be the expert right now. You just have to be one step ahead of the people that are following you. I hope that helps. I'm Joanna Ray, and join me next time. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more, please remember to hit the subscribe and then hit that little bell and you'll be notified when I put a new video up. Hit the like button and share it. If you know somebody who's thinking about a business online and looking for their niche market, share this video, share the channel, like, subscribe, and share, and I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.